because the same cops worked all the matches, right? And so you got to know the cops, and they were legitimate city police officers. Well, it was a big deal back in those days for them to come in and arrest a guy in the locker room for statutory rape or some horrible offense and take him out and put him in a cop car. And you know, the guy'd be going, I didn't know that they were 17 and blah, blah, blah. One time they did it to me because I was wrestling with, I was managing Midnight. They were wrestling Dusty and Magnum in Charlotte. And I poked Dusty with the tennis racket. And here came this fan that we didn't even see. And I had two cops sitting behind me, squatted down, sitting on the railing behind me. But this guy ran from such a distance that he basically hurdled the rail and the two cops and just drilled me right in the back of the head with a straight right shot. And it would have knocked me out if I'd have saw it coming.
Yeah.
But it just, and then he grabs me in a headlock and he's trying to get to me and the cops are trying to pull him off. And I can't get separated from him enough to get a swing with racket or a fist or anything because he's got a hold of me and it's a big clusterfuck. And here comes Dusty. Dusty's going to save the day. Dusty comes through the ropes and cross bodies all of us. Me, the Mark, and like 6 or 8 cops, and we all go down. And when we get up, I see I'm going to get one shot at this motherfucker, right? He got one on me, I'm going to get one on him. And I haul off and try to football kick him in the ribs in the pile of all this shit. And I ended up kicking one of the cops in the leg. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, about a week or two later, they come into Spartanburg at the Memorial Auditorium in the locker room. And they've got a warrant for my arrest for assault on a police officer. And I'm shitting. I'm like, but no, you understand. Doug Dillinger, you were there. He's a cop. You were there. You understand. I didn't mean, I'm sorry. And the guys are turning away from me, and I'm like calling for anybody named Crockett. And Baby Doll, and I feel bad about this day, Baby Doll is sitting there in the middle of the locker rooms. She had a little room, you know, one side was heel, one side was babyface. She's the only girl, so she sits in the middle where she can, you know, dress and not be in the room with the guys. She's laughing, trying to cover up. She's laughing because she was in on it. But I didn't know what the fuck. And I turned to her. I'm like, what are you laughing at, you fat fucking hog?
Oh, no.
I was real stiff with her. She got mad at me. But, you know, I'm being arrested, right? And I'm being hauled out in handcuffs. And then they said, before we put you in the car, read the arrest warrant. And I read the warrant. It was signed by Big Daddy Jimmy Crockett. And then they started laughing. I'm like, oh, okay.